And then you come in here and you ruin it by telling everybody the secret.
Oh, well, you didn't give me the secret handshake nod thing.
I'm just gonna have to edit that out so nobody. You think you're so tough, big boy, don't you? Huh? Look at this. Too lazy to lay anywhere but in the grass. Imagine that. Hello. Hello, ladies. Are we gonna have the frying pan conversation soon? Huh? Have to bring a pot out here? Either you're gonna fill it with an egg or you're gonna fill it with the chicken. Woo! What's up, Big Bear Nation? Welcome back to the homestead. There's that bright thing in the sky. It's blinding me. I think I kind of got used to everything being overcast when I filmed, that I didn't have to worry about that. Whew, that thing is bright. So here we are, we're almost done with January, and now that means there's only 11 months left in the year to be able to get something done this year. Jason and I have been kind of throwing around different ideas on what we can do with our property to make it more sustainable and more useful for the amount of area that we have. So I'm going to take you around a couple of different spots that we're currently thinking about doing different stuff with, and I kind of want to see what your ideas are and what your feedback is. Here we are, this is our gate. So this is the front fence line. And right now, this whole area, we have run chickens on. Now in previous years, we had some of our cattle up here. And even back before we had this front fence line, we had cattle up here with electric fencing, and we learned very quickly that that's not a good idea. So that's why we put up the fencing right along the front property line. But now this whole area, we mapped it out, and according to our county plot, this says that this one part up here is about 1 acre. And so Jason and I have been kind of throwing around different ideas, and of course we have been running chickens on it, and we have run cows on it, but we've never done it with rotational grazing. So this year, one of our goals is to break this whole acre up into enough paddocks for an entire month rotation, or 4 weeks worth of rotation. So if you had an acre up in the front part that really wasn't being used for much of anything, what would you do with it? We are going to try and do like how Joel Salatin's model is with permaculture, and being able to run our cows and then 3 days later start running chickens behind it. So hopefully by this spring we will have cows up here and chickens behind them. What do you guys think about that? Y'all want to run behind some cows and get some cow patties? What do you think? Does that sound like a good idea? Look at my pretty girls. Hello, ladies. How are y'all doing? What do you think? Huh? How are you doing? It's awfully muddy in there, isn't it? Just the way you like it? This area right here used to be full of oaks and pecans. Actually, it was one big, huge oak and then a bunch of pecans surrounding it. That area we want to turn into more of our garden and possibly a high tunnel. So we have to get all of the trees out of the way in order to be able to put it up. That's one of the requirements, I think, for the NRCS grant, is you have to make sure that there aren't any trees around it that are going to damage it. So in this area, we've turned the pigs loose so they can kind of clean up all of the leftover roots, because they're pulling all of that up for us. And it also kind of will give us a way to be able to kind of smooth out this area where they're at, to be able to make it a little bit more level once we get a tractor. This area over here, as you can see, there's a lot of briars right there. And if you've watched some of our videos before, we used to have pigs over in this area, and that was their little shelter right there. But if you look really close, you can see there's actually a fence line where that tree is that goes right up there. Right about there is actually where our property ends. So we still have another good almost 10 feet that we would need to clear to get all the way back to the external fencing of the property. So keep in mind, this area back here is where we're gonna have the cows rotating. But then right at about where the hogs are, straight back here, all the way to the driveway, and then moving forward, we're going to use for something totally different. So we're planning on really starting to beef up our soft fruit in part of this area, possibly some kiwi, obviously more blackberries, raspberries, try to get all of our muscadines under control. So this whole area, let me turn you around. So this whole area starting, you know, right here is the strawberries. And then that's the ridiculously overgrown muscadines. And then straight forward, we have raspberries, but we got to get ready to tie them back up. And then all of this needs to be cleared out all the way to the fence line so that we can do more soft fruit. Now, as you can see, they've already started clearing out some of this to be able to walk back and forth to clear it all out right through here. So this whole length will be muscadines and raspberries and blackberries. Now today, Jason and the girls got out here and they started clearing out this next area. So right here, that's the end of the muscadines that go all the way down through there. Okay, so from here, turn you around, so get you oriented. The front of the property is over there. Over here is where I was talking about the fence line. So what they've done is they came back here today, and like I showed you where all of those briars were, they've cleared out this whole area all the way back to the fence line. So this will give you an idea of how much space. See, there's the fence right here. So if you look forward, all of this we're going to clear out. Now what are we going to use that for? Because see, up until now, that's been an extra 10 or 15 feet that wasn't being used for anything, and it's the whole length of the front part of our property. So what are we gonna do with that? Okay, so back in this area, we're going to completely clear out all of the briars back, like I showed you how Jason and the girls did today, but we're gonna do that the full length back here. And we're gonna utilize all this space for basically a nursery kind of situation for all of the different animals. So we'll have an area that's just for the pigs, and then off of that area, we'll have an area where we can train the piglets on electric fencing to then be able to turn them out and run them in the back pasture. Then we'll have an area for like baby goats. The baby goats will be able to be trained as well. And then we'll have the cows with their babies. And then this area up here, let me show you why we're thinking this up here. We can't use it for growing anything. I think the rumor is that there used to be chicken houses back here, and sometimes we find, you know, random pieces of concrete that make us think that that's true. Like this, you see, there's concrete, just big pieces of concrete. And there's one here. See, the grass has grown up over it, but there's concrete all over the place. So unless we were to do like raised beds, we really couldn't do much with this area back here. So what we thought we'd do is, where all of those nursery areas are, the last one would be a cow area with a little bit of a grazing area with that, because we know we can grow surface grass, you know, we just can't grow anything with a lot of roots. And so then what we'll do is, back here behind the shop, we'll have a milking barn. So we'll be able to take the babies, keep them there, and then bring moms up here to milk. What are you doing? I thought you didn't want to be on film because you don't have your hat on.
I was gonna stand behind I was gonna stand behind the camera and make faces at you.
You can't make faces at me. No.
I'm glad you're home. I miss you today.
Aw. You know, I didn't realize how bright the sun was, because
it's like it's a big ball of fire or something. We
haven't had sun in like a month.
It's like a big ball of fire.
I'm telling you, I was walking by and I was like, oh, I'm really blind. You see how much mistletoe we have?
Were you blinded by the light?
I was.
Yes, we have a lot.
Look at all of the mistletoe. Look at that. Can you all see that right there?
There's a lot of mistletoe. Everywhere you walk on this property, you have to kiss me.
Oh, okay. So you see all of those little balls in the tree? Those are all big balls of mistletoe. That's pretty cool.
I want to start a brick business, or brick or block business.
Why?
And my pigs are going to be my employees, because they find
some of the craziest stuff.
All the blocks and, like, look at this granite. I mean, you're a granite person.
Yeah.
What purpose does cutting something like this have?
They probably use them for like lining, you know. No, I guarantee you they did, because look, it's flat on one side and on the other.
They get them all nice and polish them up, and then they throw them in the woods, and they say, "Take that, Mr. Architectural guy," or architect. What is it called? The Indiana Jones dude.
Oh, archaeologist.
Archaeologist. Take that, Mr. Archaeologist. Figure that out.
There's rocks everywhere. Look at all of that.
I think as the further we get over into this area, I think, because you're going to have the milking barn there, I may put my trapping shed here. I may leave it right where it's at.
Because right now it's right there.
Yeah, because once we get the nurseries up, the nursery building that's up front is going down. That's where the processing building is going to be.
Gotcha, that's right.
So all my skinning and stuff is already going to be there. So I can skin everything there, but then I may bring the furs
all your trapping
for processing stuff. I may move that building over here and then build an extension on it to have an area to process the furs, because Carol's really into that. So that may be something I do.
That's next year. It's amazing how much area we have back here that's just not being used. And when you start walking, you realize you've got 21 acres. Just like I was talking, up there's only an acre. And you think about how much space that is. Yeah. And we have 21 of those.
Yeah. I mean, you figure we'll probably have about a half an acre to an acre that's going to be just for babies, for nurseries, to be able to milking barn, stuff like that. And then the goats permanent area is probably going to start somewhere up in here. That whole
area where we had the pigs.
And then go straight down to meet the pastures up there and around their pond, because eventually I would like to even start to put some fruit and nut trees
down there.
And clear out all of this sweet gum.
Yeah, but our immediate focus right now is getting the front pasture divided, and to start working on getting the sweet, like where the soft fruit and the nursery, and getting that all reclaimed back out to the fence line.
It's all about growing stuff this year.
Yeah, we're definitely growing
and the
stuff.
Jersey cows.
I didn't tell them about the jerseys. I just said we were going to have cows up there. And then you come in here and you ruin it by telling everybody the secret.
Oh, well, you didn't give me the secret handshake nod thing.
I'm just going to have to edit that out so nobody knows. So we're back around here to the front of the property. And, you know, a couple of years ago, we had started this plan of grow food, not lawns. And we built all of our beds out of recycled pallet wood. Well, over the couple of years that we've had them, between rain, moisture, snow, animals coming in and tearing stuff up, we've decided that we really need to kind of take all of this down and start over again. And then very slowly, we're going to start building beds as funds permit, obviously. We haven't decided whether we're going to do the metal beds or if we're going to do the wooden beds with the corrugated metal on the side. We'll probably end up doing the wood bed so that I can still have my cool colors. But we're definitely going to be a little bit more organized with how we build everything as far as being able to put vertical gardens and different stuff up. So the plan this year is going to be to slowly move all of the soil out of our front yard and over into the big garden so that we can continue to grow food while we're redoing the front yard. But we still have every intention of growing food, not lawns, here on the Big Bear Homestead. So there you have it. We've got a couple of acres up here in the front that right now are not being used to the best of their ability. So we have decided that at least this year, the focus is going to be on utilizing this front area and making it work for us, and instead of it just being haphazard things going on, like chickens running here or there, and, you know, a couple of muscadines here or there. We're gonna really spend the year of 2022 focusing on what we like to call our front pasture area. So I'm interested to see what your thoughts are on this. Definitely leave some comments down below. Give us a few suggestions, or, you know, tell us we're doing a good thing or we're right on the right track. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for stopping by the Big Bear Homestead. God bless and have a nice day.